Let's get on the phone, get across to Dolapo Oni, who put all of this together for us to start our energy market. Of course, Dolapo Oni, head of energy research at EcoBank Development Corporation. Dolapo, we thank you for joining us on the show.
Yeah, it's good to be on your show.
So should we start from the big story down the bottom, the 113 vessels being banned from lifting Nigeria's crude because these folks are not entirely honest in lifting Nigeria's crude in terms of what they load and what they deliver overseas to those refineries that will bring them back as petro products for us?
Yeah, both in. Unfortunately, we don't have so much information yet on, particularly why this has happened. But the little we know is that, for instance, they may load, say, 500,000 barrels from Nigeria, and that's what's on the bill of lading, that they've loaded 500,000 from Nigeria, and then they get to the refinery in India or wherever they take the crude to, and then they discharge 600,000 or 700,000. And you're wondering, okay, so is it that they didn't disclose the proper amount in Nigeria and so on? That's the little we know about why some of these vessels have been banned. Others are said to be included.
Dolapo, just a little bit there to cut in there. We know a little bit further. If you remember, and I'm sure you remember, you have your eye on this industry more than I do, that during the immediate past administration, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the then minister in charge, Segun Aganga, always talk about the fact that there's a disparity in the metering, the meters that are used at the flow stations, isn't it?
Yes.
That these companies or these oil vessels don't use the meters placed there at those flow stations by the Nigerian government, and they load something else, and they tell you something, just like you go to the pump station, for example, if you're not looking and checking the meter reading, the guy tells you he's got a 5,000 naira fuel in your car, whereas it's just discharged 1,500.
Exactly. So, but you see, at the end of the day, you have to ask the question that there's an official at the port who is also in charge of how these vessels get loaded and so.
You mean officials of the NNPC?
Exactly, essentially. So they also have definitely to play a role in ensuring that the vessels actually load the right amount or are reporting the right amount loaded. So it still comes back to us at the end of the day. Yes, the vessels play a part, and they use the opportunity they are given by an official who allows them to actually display a lower amount.
Thank you very much. There are officials of the NNPC, of the National Oil Corporation for Nigeria, who are in charge of ensuring there is accountability and transparency, isn't it? Accounting for the oils that are loaded. But the question is, as soon as these oils are loaded onto the vessels, now, who checks what happens on the international waters? How do you load 500,000 barrels on a particular vessel when it gets to Rotterdam or India, it gets to 120,000 barrels of oil?
Well, at the destination, the refiner that is buying the crude ultimately will use his own meter because he will want to ensure that he's getting the right volume. And then it's only a case of this is what you say you loaded. It should be a case of this is what I am buying from you. Using my own meters, I have acquired 600,000 barrels from you, and that's what will be the basis of our payment or settlement.
So there is a bit of a cartel going on here, isn't it? A bit of honor amongst the thieves, as it were.
You could say that.
Yes, because for every giver there's a taker here, isn't it? Because there has to be collusion along the line. But now you say we've caught one of it, which is stopping these vessels from coming here. Perhaps those ones have been identified as the chronic thieves stealing Nigeria's oil, quote and unquote.
So essentially, that's what the government has tried to do by saying, you know what? Even let's not even, while we're still trying to sort out some of the issues within the internal, structure of the petroleum industry. We're still trying to make changes at NNPC. We need corruption all the way down the line. Let's even stop the international guys that also, encourage these activities. But you see, the flip side of that is that some of these vessels that have been banned now are vessels that also carry our crude to some of our key buyers. People like India, refineries in India, refineries in parts of Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia as well. So it could affect some of our. We may have to make new arrangements to get crude to those refiners.
Okay. Let's leave it at that for today. Thank you very much, Dolapo Oni. A good move there by the President Buhari there. Well, thank you for your time today. Dolapo Oni, Head Energy Research at EcoBank Development Corporation.